you were 13, your sister was 17. You were camping with your family?
It was me, my sister, and my mom. We were camping, and then my friend didn't see it, though. It was just me and my sister because we had stayed up a little bit later than everybody else. And we saw it, and it was eerie, you know? And it looked we saw it further away, though. It wasn't super close to us. We saw it further away in the woods, but it was bright white. And you could just see, you know how something's whiter it could have been beige, but it was near, like, they have bathrooms and things like that up near the campgrounds. And so there was a little bit of a light shining down, and it was tall. It was further away to us, but it was taller than what, you know what I mean? And it looked like, you know how a dog stands on its legs and you can see their feet kind of bend in a way? It looked like that, but it also, what was interesting about it is it had like a knapsack or something carrying, you know? But it wasn't, we were like, well, maybe it was somebody dressed up in a costume, but the way it walked was odd, you know? And its face was pointed.
And how far was it from you?
Honestly, I think it was like at least 20 feet away, maybe 30 feet.
Yeah, that's pretty close. That's fairly close. So you're saying it was close enough you could hit it with a rock.
Right. Yeah, we could definitely make it out.
Okay. And was it in the woods or near the bathroom?
So it was in the woods. The bathroom is in kind of the woods in the center. But it was like close to the bathroom, but not like right up next to it. The light is near the bathroom, and so that's kind of how we saw it.
Okay. Do you know if there's anybody camping back there?
It was just us because it was during like a weekday. And people were up there, and it was kind of later. It was more or less at like it was kind of early in the morning, like at 1. I think it was like at 1:30.
All right. And were you sitting by the campfire?
The fire was just now, it was like kind of crackling. It was about to go out. So the fire wasn't huge or anything, but it wasn't looking in our direction.
And who saw it first, you or your sister?
So my sister saw it before me, and then she kind of tapped me out. She said, Josie, wake up. Well, I was kind of dozing off to sleep. She was like, Josie, you need to wake up. And she said, what is that? And I said, what? And then I looked into where she was pointing. I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? And we both saw it. You know what I mean? Both of us saw it at the same time. So it was just crazy.
How long did you watch it for?
So we saw it for about 10 minutes. We were watching it for about 10 minutes, and then it almost kind of galloped off in a way.
So 10 minutes is a good long time. Was it like standing there? Was it walking around?
It was standing there kind of stoically standing there in a way. And then, like, I definitely don't think it saw us looking at it. And then it just kind of galloped and walked off. Like it knew where it was going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So during the 10 minutes, was it always in full view, or was it behind something?
It was kind of, so next to the bathroom is kind of like a little bit of a tree. And there's like a light post there too, from what I remember, because it's been a bit since I've been there, so it's kind of piecey.
Yeah.
But from what I remember, it kind of just was, it was pretty much there, but it was kind of hidden, if that makes sense. Like kind of, it wasn't like crouched down or anything, but it was mostly like standing pretty straight up.
Okay, so standing, and for that length of time, because it's quite a length of time to watch it, did it walk back and forth? Did it do anything during that time?
It kind of, like, you know how things kind of bounce up a little bit? It kind of bounced up, but most of the time it was just kind of standing there like it was alert.
And it never looked in your direction.
No, it didn't. It didn't look in our directions. It looked like it was looking in something else in the distance.
And were there woods surrounding it?
Yeah, up near Twin Knobs, it's surrounded by trees and all kinds of stuff.
Can you remember, like, behind it or in front of it? Or do you remember, were there any campers near it?
So we were kind of in Twin Knobs, and I'm trying to rack my brain. We were in Twin Knobs, and in Twin Knobs there's like a little campground, and it's surrounded by woods, but when you look towards the light, when you look towards the bathrooms, it's still dense, but there's a little bit more, there's still more light, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. What I'm trying to figure out is if it was looking at another campsite or people, or even if it was a misidentification of a person walking to the bathroom and then walking back to their campsite. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything around it that it might have been looking at or coming from or going to.
It looked like it saw something in the distance, and then it just started walking towards that. Like something kind of caught its attention, because it was very alert when it was looking in the distance, and then it started walking in that direction.
Okay. So when you're looking at it, are you looking at its profile? Yes.
So I didn't see it straight on, and it didn't even turn its head in our direction. But I saw its profile and the way it was standing. And it was very wolf-like. Its nose was pointed. I'm trying to figure out which type of dog. It was very similar to trying to figure out what dog. It was very almost like a beagle type of nose, but kind of more you know what I mean, like more pointed.
And was it a long snout or short snout?
It was on the long side.
And could you see the ears?
Yeah, the ears were kind of pointy, but they weren't super huge. Like, they definitely didn't, and they were, like I said, he or she, I don't know if it was a girl or a boy, I couldn't tell, but it was very, like, pointed, upright, you know?
Mm-hmm. Were the ears on top of the head or side of the head?
I would say more kind of both in a way, but not like right on top of the head, but more kind of placed. But the ears were shorter.
Okay.
Kind of pointing shorter.
Okay. And how tall do you think the creature was?
Oh, I mean, at least 7 feet. Because we were at least 20 feet away from it, kind of hidden away from it. But I could definitely tell it was tall, because it was standing close to the bathrooms at Twin Knobs, and, I mean, the doors, you can kind of gauge the door, you know?
Right. I see.
Kind of towered.
And what about the hair or the shape of it? Anything else you can remember? Any other details?
So, yeah, the legs were very muscular on the sides, and like I said, it was standing on 2 legs. It wasn't on all 4s. It was standing upright, alert. Its chest was kind of big. and not super big, but like it looked muscular looking, you know. And then the legs, it had very long legs, kind of like a muscular, gangly look, in a way.
Definite hair, and it wasn't.
It was definitely like hair, but it wasn't it wasn't shaggy. It was short. It was very short hair.
Okay.
But it wasn't like, it was very animalistic, but it also had a lot of human qualities too. By the way, it was kind of, like it was still kind of bouncing when it walked off. It bounced off kind of, you know what I mean? But you could tell it was also very wild. Like I'd never seen anything like that before in my life.
And the thing it was carrying, can you describe the thing that it was carrying?
Yeah, so it kind of looked like either like a brown trash bag or like, it was still kind of piecey to me. It could have been a trash bag. It was in the shape of like a small trash bag, and it was just like holding it over its shoulder.
And then
it was really strange.
Could you notice anything about the arms or hands?
So like the arms, I can't really remember a lot about the arms. I do know that the tops were a little bit like still muscular, but not as muscular as the legs, and it kind of looked like it had claws.
Overall color of it, like for example, can you describe, you said white, but was it all uniform in color, or did it have different patches of color?
From what I saw, now of course it wasn't in daylight, so I can't tell you exactly what color it was, but it looked pretty bright. Like it looked pretty bright white.
Can you remember, was there a full moon that night?
I don't think so. I don't remember seeing the moon because it's pretty dense up there. Mm. And where we were, the trees were kind of covering up the sky. Our tent was like in a patch where it was really had really huge trees.
And you said that you were 16, so what year was this?
So I was 13 and my sister was 17.
Oh, you were 13, sorry.
Yeah.
So what year did this happen?
Let me do math because I can't remember when I was 13. I'm 30 right now, so about 17 years ago.
Okay. Have you been back then?
So I haven't been in that particular area. It's been a few years, but I've been to Cave Run and stuff like that, but I haven't seen anything else. That was the first time I saw that, and the last.
Yeah. Did you tell your mother?
Yeah, we did, and she was like, "Wow, that's crazy." And you know, I didn't really have a cell phone because I was 13, and well, I did, but it wasn't like the types of phones we have now, so I didn't really get any pictures or anything. But I just remember being kind of just chill, like I don't know, like the hairs on my arms were standing up because it was so eerie, and we were trying to be so quiet, but also we were kind of in shock in a way. But my mom was like, my mom's not really one to kind of, like she'll believe you because she's seen some things herself. So she was like asking us all these questions and, you know, saying, well, what did it look like where it wasn't, and stuff like that. She's like, oh, that's so creepy. But I don't think she has seen anything like that before either.
Mm-hmm. Did you go over there and look where it was standing?
Oh, yeah. We looked and nothing was, like, on the ground. Now, we didn't look at night because we were scared to death. We kind of scared ourselves into sleep. But the next morning when it was sunny and stuff like that, in daylight, we went over there and looked around and we didn't see anything. We didn't see any, because the thing was, Like, it was kind of standing, where the bathrooms are, it's kind of concrete. So it was kind of standing on the concrete, but we didn't see any marks or anything. Or any scratches or anything like that.
Okay. Was there, where that area was there like a trail there?
Yeah, so it was up kind of near the end of the trail, near Twin Knobs, from what I remember. But I do remember, like, we weren't super close to the bathrooms by any means, but I do remember our campground. I don't remember the number because they're numbered. I need to go back up there one day and look.
Yeah, I love to do like a reenactment and have you sit kind of where you were sitting and have somebody go stand where it was standing and get like an accurate measurement of the height and the distance of it.
And like our tent too, you know how they have like the screens? We had the screen part down. So we were kind of seeing through the screen, but we could still pretty much make it out. And of course, we were way too scared to unzip it.
Oh, I see. You're in your tent. I thought you were sitting by the fire.
So the fire was right next to our tent.
Oh, I see. And it was going down.
Our tent door was like right behind so the fire was like right there, closer to the bathrooms than we were, but the tent was right behind the fire, if that makes sense. And we were inside the tent.
Oh, I got you. I see. That makes more sense because the creature didn't see you sitting outside by the fire. It probably thought, I'm guessing, it was safe to walk around, look for food, look for whatever it's doing under the cover of darkness.
And I just it didn't really seem like it was comfortable with fire either. You know, like a lot of wild animals will kind of stay away from fire. Yeah, it didn't even look in our direction. Crazy.
Yeah. I was wondering what it would be doing that long, kind of just standing there for a long time.
It was standing there like it almost like it saw something, like it was very, very, had major eye contact on something in the distance. And it didn't take its eyes off of it.
So I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, one question I ask a lot about these dogman reports. Did it have a tail or not?
It did have a tail. The tail was kind of skinny, but it was long. And it was the same type of fur all over its body. Like the fur was pretty consistent throughout its, you know what I mean? And it wasn't real long fur either, from what I remember.
Again, it was all uniform in color, all the same color white.
Yeah. And the nose wasn't real, it was like a straight crooked in a way. Like it had kind of a bump near its eyes and then it went straight down. I mean, I've told people about it before, but like I don't talk about it often because a lot of people think I'm crazy when I say it. But then once I say my sister saw it, they're like, oh, you know. But yeah, it's just, I've never met anybody else that's seen anything like that. I mean, I'll never forget it, that's for sure. Definitely, it was a different, I've never seen anything like that ever in my life.
One other question about the shape of it. Would you say, because it's fairly tall, did it look skinny for its height? Did it look average? Did it look muscular, heavy, scrawny? I mean, how would you describe its overall physical build?
So the physical build was, I mean, it was tall for sure, but it was skinny, but it was also like a skinny muscular.
That's kind of what most dogmen are like that. They're thinner and they're muscular. Like I said, I took a dogman report very close to there.
Really?
A white one. Yeah, it wasn't a white one, but it was very close to there. I can send you the audio, the interview when I'm done.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Because, they got the crap scared out of them. Now, do you think your sister would talk about it?
I'm not sure. I kind of lost. We aren't really that close, honestly. And she's always so busy. I don't know. I mean, I could ask her.
Yeah, I mean, if you
We're not
happen
super
to,
close.
I love to. It's always, if you have two witnesses, it's great to.
Right. Definitely.
So.
I'll ask her for sure and see if she'll give any insight or,
Okay.
tell people what she saw.
Okay. And what time of year was this?
It was honestly like the end of summer.
All
So
right.
late, it was honestly like late August. It could have been early September from what I remember.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, no problem at all.
All right. Thanks, Josie.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.